out. I'm the flyest motherfucker at the kickback. Not a competition, little boy with a wrist that. Meet me in the bathroom, I don't want to chit chat. She not a boyfriend, heard he got a...
Welcome everybody to the Kickback podcast. My name is Joan. I'm here with my dad. Today,
Luis.
we're going to be talking about the election. It's election day, November 5th. And it's a big day. It's
It's the day of the day.
it's
the beginning.
Turning point for America.
It's a turning point.
As of today, this whole nation could be completely different. I think it's a big deal. Even if you're not into politics or into Trump or Kamala.
If you're in this country, you gotta take it serious.
Yeah, you got to be responsible.
This is it. This is the future of your generation, of your life, of your personality, of you who you're gonna become to be, because it's epic. It changes a lot of values. It changes a lot of personalities. People will not gonna be able to be who they are because a lot is gonna change if we follow the wrong stuff.
And this election, it feels like it's a big test. I wouldn't say it's a test to like judge character of people, but at least be aware that there's people who think very, very differently, and not for the wrong reasons, just because they just don't know. They don't know what's going on at all. So this election, it's a big turning point because you got two very drastically different people with different morals, with different ways of thinking, different environments around them, different people around them.
But you know what? Let me tell you something, mijo, right now. I just noticed one of your friends calling you to see what's up, what's going on. And let's start with the beginning. When I don't like politics at all because I already knew who's gonna win and who's gonna lose. Of course, the people that have the power, it's gonna win. We have noticed that Obama won, you know, and all these personalities of presidents that have won. I didn't like it. I'm not into politics.
You know what's funny? Before this, I think last year when I was renewing my ID, it asked me, "What party are you gonna be on?" So because you need to put it for your ID. I was like, "Party? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't like this person. I don't like that person.
We
I don't
don't
like
like it.
them. And I don't like them. So I don't know." So I took the little test. I went online and I searched up what party am I on? What's a political party am I on? Took the test. It turns out that I'm a censored person at that time, right? That I was a censored person. Somebody who didn't care about politics. They told me that I was a bad citizen because I didn't care. And I was like, it's not that I don't care.
And if you put it in perspective, I think it does kind of make you a bad citizen because you don't care, because we're supposed to be caring. But at the end of the day, there wasn't for us to care because at the end of the day, they were going to win who's ever going to win. And the only thing they make you feel is like you're a total loser, but you're not.
Like, I don't care about a liar or a liar.
I don't care.
They're both going to lie straight up to your face.
But now that I've been seeing these, and I see this president of Donald Trump, and I see you gotta open your eyes to the publicity of television, the news, the fake news, the people that are behind it. It's all dark. And that, me as a person, bro, I love Hollywood. I love United States.
Bro, we had a whole movie collection.
Yeah.
Wardrobe full of DVDs.
I was buying movies and I can tell the talented people that they are. But once we know and we hear how demonic this country is towards what's happening, I myself had to say, you know what? It's not that I like politics or nothing like that, but bro,
I care about humanity. I care about people.
Us, my kids, my family. And I even told my son, I even had an argument with my son one time. One time he mentioned about God, and I told, please do not be against God because that's something I'm not gonna allow. And I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Catholic, I'm nothing of those such things. But one thing I would say, I'm a godly person, I do believe it.
I don't follow religion, but I follow Jesus Christ.
And I'm not perfect, and I have done so much shit too. But there's a point, guys, where we gotta reset and think, do we want to continue doing bad? It's enough. It's bad enough as it is right now. It's bad enough with the consequences that we're turning points.
And I remember that day I was looking through my YouTube videos, and I was listening to myself how I talked like maybe a year ago, like in May, and I even said I've never been a religious person. Like it just like God and all that didn't make any sense to me.
And then also there was a time when I was telling my son about what's going on, and even my own son told me like, you're always just thinking about that, and it's gonna make you sick because
I was telling you because I knew. I was on Twitter every single day seeing everything. But at some point, it's like right now in this era, they're just distracting you, making you think and think because they're just feeding you a bunch of bullshit. But now it's like, all right, we got the bullshit that they've been feeding us for the past years, and we got to something new, something that sounds a little bit more reasonable, something that sounds like I can work with this. I like it.
And
a
that's
little
where
bit
I'm.
better.
And that's where we at. Because even myself, I told my son, "Look, son, I know you don't care because I get you. You're 20, 21. I'm 42. I didn't care for 20 years about politics or none of this nonsense. You know, about the media, about. But at some point, myself, growing up 20 years in this country, noting the fact how prices used to be, how economics used to be, how families used to be, how I had a family that used to be, and 7 years later that I've been divorced, and I told you 7 years later that I saw this coming. And if you think 7 years later is when these presidents knew
Oh yeah, it was like a divorce pandemic.
in divorce pandemic, bro, and
It
all
shot
these,
up like crazy.
all these movies about single ladies, all
And
the
then during
single
COVID,
ladies.
imagine having two people who don't like each other staying in the same house for months straight, not able to go anywhere. You have to force them to work together. That they don't like each other.
Also, just the fact that making us more every time there was something going on in this world, that I knew virus, I knew this, and I saw at the moment when my
fear.
my what do you mean my wife has to work? What do you mean my husband has? What do you mean everybody has to work just to sustain?
You,
I
not even
mean-
us, because we're barely doing it. We're sustaining
barely-
you guys.
Yeah, so I had to be into politics. I told my son, I know you don't care because I didn't care, but now I gotta care because
No.
everything depends on it.
Again, I cared. I cared too much. That's the thing. But
That
at
was the
that
thing.
time, they made me care too much about things that they just didn't make sense. They just got you mad
sense.
instead. Now we're seeing this reason. We're seeing this logic that's like, I can care finally, and it matters.
Uh-huh.
You know? Because back then,
Same thing, I guess, and that's where we at. We gotta make this. That's why we're making this podcast, because there's a lot of people that out there that they. Why should I vote for Kamala? Why should I vote for Donald Trump? And I think my son has a lot of points. I have a few of my own, based on 20 years that I've been living in this country. My son, that he's a new beginner, how he sees his life. There, where it's like, are you gonna be able to have a family, son? Are you gonna be able to afford a house? Are you gonna be able to afford a car? Just a car? Is it a car convenient to have nowadays? With all these,
in our reality, a car is a luxury to have. In other parts of the world, you don't have a car. You walk, you take your bike, you take the bus. Here in the United States, everyone is expected to have a car.
to go to work.
You're expected to have a luxury.
To go to work.
To pay to get gas, to pay to go to work. So that way you get paid, but they take away some of that payment from you.
And like I said, I remember also, like, I was making money, and if I exceeded 55,000, that's it. I even had my own ex saying me, no, don't be doing that because then I'm not gonna qualify for this. I was like, well, that's the idea, not to be able to qualify for such things as poverty and let the people that actually needs it.
Yeah, it's about leaving that to make yourself something new. That's what America is.
That's what America, and following the American dream. But at some point, I was noticing, like, there's no American dream for me, because no matter how much I work, how much I overtime work, how much I go to school, how much I do,
It's not gonna cut it.
it's not gonna cut it. And nowadays, man, if I wanted to be owner of this house 4 years ago, it's up $3,000.
No, $300,000.
$300,000 more, man.
There goes like all that saving that you've been doing for the past few years. It doesn't matter because you've already spent it on the expensive groceries that you spent on, the expensive gas that you use for your car,
And little by little,
everything that you have to buy.
I think my son and I, little by little, it makes us woke about what's going on.
Yeah, and not just woke about politics, woke about everything in general. We start
man.
seeing everything in the reality of what it
general.
is, and not like even if you were to lie to my face, maybe I'll fall for it right there in front of you.
If you're cute.
But my mind,
you're
if
cute.
you're good at it, but my mind will be like, this motherfucker just told me something and it did not make any sense at all. I don't trust this motherfucker at all. I heard him, but I'm not following him.
And those are superpowers, guys. You may not, guys might not understand now right now, but many of us have understand. That's what it's being said, that this is the spiritual awakening of many, because it's how spiritual do you want to be, but to be truthful to yourself,
To understand the
to
truth.
understand, man. I
No,
cannot.
and to accept. You even if you don't understand it all the way, learn to accept it.
Matter of fact, how would you think that something that is being processed, it's actually healthy?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually healthy.
You're telling me.
I see ads about somebody putting lunch to somebody, and it's all
Bro,
wrapped stuff,
Doritos, some little prepackaged
soda.
donuts, a little pre-processed bread with some lettuce, some pre-processed ham, and you call that a sandwich.
A salad that is being
Prepackaged and
packaged for like I don't know how
been in
many
the
months.
heat, in the
heat,
freezer, in the heat, and in the freezer, the
that the
humidity,
workers
the
don't even take
condensation.
care of sometimes, because some people, let's be honest, some people don't take pride on their work. Some people don't even like their work.
Yeah, people, and that's why like you just go and eat. Like, how crazy is it that now eating fast food has become a normal thing? Like every single day, people I've seen. At one point, we were part of that. We were.
And
What do we eat?
the inventions about, oh, we're gonna create more work.
Yeah.
And everybody's just thinking, oh, more work so we can. We don't need more work.
As a matter of fact, here, let's talk about this because this is important because we live in this city. Grazianos. If you guys live in Corona, you guys know about Grazianos. You know how important Grazianos is. AYSO practices, pizza party, arcade. You get your tickets and you have your fun. Grazianos was a place that you go to celebrate.
Trophies.
I just heard that they're going to have to be selling because they just can't take care of the family business anymore. You know? But guess who wants to buy it? McDonald's. There's a McDonald's down the street, and there's a McDonald's on the right side of the street, literally 2 minutes away from that little location. And right across the street from that Graziano's is a Wendy's. Why do we need a Wendy's and a McDonald's right next to each other?
And the fact is that it's not about the burger no more. It's the fact that the burger, it's contaminated to kill us.
Yeah.
Every processed food is contaminated to kill us, bro. I used to eat my cereal, boxes of cereal by myself, just, you know what I mean? Until one day, I even told my son, they taste weird.
Yeah.
They taste weird. It's not the same. Yeah, and all of a
Because it's not
sudden,
sugar anymore. It's corn
not
syrup.
sugar, it's
High
corn
fructose
syrup,
corn
high
syrup.
fructose,
Yellow Six Lake.
And they have been implemented on this and on our food chain, E40, Red 40, all these 40s and colorful things that is killing our kids and making them dumb and dumber.
Yeah, it's giving you those illnesses, those sicknesses. And
interactive.
that was one of those big things that I liked. That, remember, I wasn't voting for Donald Trump directly. I was voting for RFK because I wanted his health. I liked how he thought, and him going to that team and him saying, guys, as much as I want you guys to vote for me, don't. You're gonna see my name on the ballot, but don't vote for me because it's not gonna count.
And very important, like my son says about politics, even I told him, like, listen, you gotta pay attention to this. I'm glad that he was paying attention to that. And he said, at least he was thinking about voting for RFK. Me, I have nobody to vote for because I was still like, bro, whoever is going to win is going to destroy the world regardless, because it's been happening for over year and year and year. And every time you find somebody that's about to do good, gets shot at. It gets killed. And then here comes
And look
all
at Trump
these
twice.
weird people. Obama, they just posted a video on Obama coming into the basketball game with some other black dude, and he grabs his leg. Like, bro, in a men thing, we are not grabbing nobody's legs and not cutting up. Obama, Michelle, they're playing you, mija. Michael, they're playing you.
Big
And
Mike?
Dice que lo que se ve no se pregunta, no? What you see, you don't question it because you're seeing it right in front of you. You know what I
Watch
mean?
out with the red wire.
The red wire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, come on. It's same thing with J-Lo, Cardi B, all these artists. Like, bro, they're fake as they can be. Cardi B is not even intellectual a little bit. They make Hollywood make stars.
That was one of the things where I'm like, okay, you're bullshitting me again. And maybe back then people would have bought it, but again, you know the reality, and this, like, that doesn't make any sense. Why am I gonna listen to Cardi B? With some
Intellectual
wet-ass-
people. I always have thought that the government is a whole bunch of intellectual people that have common sense.
I think about
life.
this. I think about old, wise men. You know, I think about a Hokage. I think about a leader. I think about somebody who says, I'm with you. I may be your leader, but I'm one of you guys.
And have the standards as to be a president, which is gotta be the example
Yeah.
of a man. Of a man.
Of a
Because
leader.
We're going through the same theme process of that. Oh, there is no man in this role. Oh, there is no woman in this role. And if we're gonna be qualifying men based on what right now is going on, bro, do we really think that Kamala Harris is a woman?
Yeah. What is a man? What is a woman?
What is a man? What is a woman? You know? And a man that I know of in my person, a man provides.
You know,
cares?
I just made a clip yesterday about a podcast that I had, and he's like, it's part of a it's part of getting back up. When you fall down, getting back up. The song that I wrote about was about dads. It's about getting back up. And that's part about being a man. No, that's part about being a woman. That's part about being an adult in general. It's about you fall and you get back up.
Yeah, that's in general.
Yeah, it's
You can't be
everybody.
folding.
And
you
a
know?
leader is not just a man. It's
And I can
lead
see,
yourself as a
and I
woman
tell my
too.
son, and now I see a lot of men, mijo, destroyed and wiped out, because even if they try to get up, the government won't let us. You know, the government won't let any man get up. They destroy him by taking him to court for child support. They destroy him by taking him to jail if he doesn't pay something. They
You can't be
destroy
too
him
masculine because then
mentally
you're
and
toxic.
physically, and everything. And don't get me wrong, they're destroying that woman too. By
Yeah.
feeding them with the man is your enemy. The man is your this. The man is your bro.
That you can do it all by yourself. Listen,
can do it on your-
it
you
would
don't
be
need a
such a
man.
nice world if you could really just go and do it all by yourself. But in anybody's story, I haven't heard one single story of a successful person who said, I did it all by myself. No,
Yeah.
you need your team. And even if it's not a man, it's your team. It's the people around you.
And talking about team once again, why am I voting for? I am voting for Donald Trump. They say I can't, but I am voting for Donald Trump because she's my energy itself, bro. But giving it to him,
Yeah.
it's a lot,
Again,
man.
if I weren't to have voted for by paper, I prayed. I said, hey,
I pray a lot.
Jesus, please guide this man. If people are saying that they're trusting that he's going to be the one to help out this country, then I don't trust them. I trust you.
And I told my son today, this morning, people are not understanding nothing at all of what's going on right now. People are thinking like, oh, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. But let me tell you guys something that maybe that not putting in perspective, but Donald Trump is coming with something that nobody has, and it's God's word. And when God is there, the word of God, it's so powerful that even if he's just pretending and playing to win the presidency,
Yeah.
he's in a big joke because
And that's-
one, he wins, God is taking
Listen,
over.
guys, if you voted for Trump and he betrays you and he does something that don't even be mad about it. Because he didn't betray you. He betrayed the faith of God. He betrayed the word of God. That he said, I'm giving this country to God, you know, to the man above. And if he doesn't do that, that's consequences that's far beyond us.
And that right there, you're playing with the biggest power of them all. Even myself.
highest power.
I myself have kneeled to that power because I don't know what to do. You guys think that, nah, man, it's
Surrender yourself to God.
Yeah, and that's what's gonna happen. God is gonna come in, and it's gotta have to be to fix all this because the word of God is what gives the power.
Think about the experiences that Donald Trump has had, the people he's been around. Think about how many times he's seen God, how many times he's seen the devil, you know? He's been around these super high, powerful people. He's got to have encountered both of them at least once.
Evil and bro, we just saw Ryan Garcia was telling my son, look what you got. Ryan Garcia has been told you guys about the diddler and all these going on raptures about the kids and taking them to places. Like, guys, if you guys cannot see about this is totally wrong with the Kamala Harris and their people, why are we even thinking of having a life?
Sure.
Right now, United States, it's dead. Donald Trump is bringing you guys the word of life, which is God telling you, if we're going to build this country, it's not going to be me.
And I'm not here to be nice. I don't know who
God has never said I came to this world to be nice.
Jesus came down with a double-edged sword to divide and to unify.
Yeah. You know?
It's not going to be nice.
It's not
He's
going to be
kind.
nice, guys, but we got to stop this. Until when are we... It's like the bad son, you know, and the good son. How long are we going to take to keep doing bad? We already have enough divorces. We already have enough daughters and sons being pregnant at a younger age. We already have enough delinquency. We already have enough people talking about abortion. No woman that aborts a kid, it's good forever again. Because in their mind, they're always thinking, he should be one by now.
Or
he should be
you
two
get
by-
to a point of insensitivity where you're just like, I don't care about this
You
anymore.
don't care about this more.
You lost your moral.
You lost your moral. Same thing with love. Once you marry and you're with your husband and family and you break that apart, you lost your morals. You go with another one and then with another one, and it's an epidemic, guys. It's not joking. I'm not trying to make fun of the woman
It's
or
a
man.
spiritual
It's
war.
a spiritual war.
And people may think that it's a spiritual war between religions, between people. No, it's a
Man and
spiritual
woman.
war between yourself.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual war. It's yours right now. You should be wrestling with God.
That's why you can't find peace. I said it myself. Like, you gotta, until when are you gonna stop doing bad? Until when are you gonna stop treating yourself, behaving the way you're behaving, and trying other people accept you because you're doing wrong?
Yeah. Like I get that people are all for like accepting the bad things about you, but at one point you're not happy with those bad things about you either. So it's like I can tell you, don't worry about that bad thing. It's good. But you're like, okay, it's good. It's good. My bad thing is good.
Going back to again to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is telling you guys all this money because United States cannot be poor, man. United States cannot be poor. I tell my son every time, I like, Mijo, we can make money like that. This is the highest potency there is in the world because we have Chinese, we have Indians, we have from all over the country.
It was called a melting pot.
You know,
Because we had people from all over the world coming in and combining
and
as
if
something
all
so
of
beautiful.
them will unite, like my son says, we're gonna have a whole bunch of Hokages. You know, the wise men from all over the country unifying and making this country better. But instead, we're always fighting. That man is this, that woman is this, que los chinitos, aquellos, que te... Bro, we're all together. Look, in my street, nobody talks to each other. Why? Because we're being divided by the people. By all these things about man, woman, your rights, my rights. You have a colorful flag. I don't have a flag. Take yours off. No, mine is better than yours. Like, bro.
The only flag is American.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, America, and that's it. You know, if you're here, you gotta come on. Come on, let's work together. And then the other one is taxes, bro. If you can, he's telling you guys, like, he's gonna cut taxes 50% now. 50%.
Yeah, 50%. 50.
I don't even want to go to work because if I work and I make the bare minimum, which is $30, that's the bare minimum, $300 out of my check every week.
He's saying
They
that he's
take it
going to
out.
cancel taxes on tips. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. They're paying you here, have this money. And then you have to go and give it back to the government because they just gave it to you.
I worked for a company that was doing the helmets for the Air Force back when the war. Bro, we used to make thousands of masks. Imagine how many people are being deployed to war to work. To war to work because some presidents just wants more power. They just wants more billions of money going somewhere else instead we're in your own country,
And
in
it's
your own
cool.
house.
Well, it's not cool, but we were put through a spot of where we need things and we can't have it. And slowly we start realizing that we don't need any of it. It's like, here, take back your Julius coin. I don't need it.
We don't need it.
Go do good, and I'm gonna be doing good too.
Yeah.
Then we can talk. But right now, you go do your bad.
Mm-hmm.
You can have everything you want, but
I tell my son, like, son, I
good.
think we're blessed. I'm blessed because even though I'm struggling with the money and stuff, like I see people that are actually really struggling with their groceries, that they're really wants to do things right.
People
and they
are
just
getting
can't
blown
afford
up.
Anything.
in other parts of the world.
Insurance, car insurance. It started with $25 liability. Now it's 200 and something for a car insurance, guys. Tell me.
Like I have a friend who lost her family over there.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's terrible. But it's those things that like it sounds terrible to say it, but it's one of those things that helps you start realizing that that's bullshit. Like what they're doing is not right. And you start getting closer to God. You start saying, I get that this got me close. This made me realize something. And I thank you for that. And it's terrible. You know, you've prayed, but it's those bad things that help you get closer to God, to understand those bad things and why they happen. You know?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I told my son, I don't know why people celebrate things. People celebrate birthdays. People celebrate, and they make these big ass parties that, bro, you're poor. You don't have to be making all that stuff. I don't know how they make it.
Materialistic.
At the end of the day, they just lie to themselves because I see how they treat their kids. There's no love involved. There's
I
always
think that's what it was.
materialistic.
It's like we had to go back into ourselves, right? Because everything on the outside wasn't nice.
Wasn't nice.
So we got into ourselves, and you had to look deep inside yourself, and boom, here we are, you know, looking deep inside. And now we're coming to a point where it's like, all right, I'm good inside of me. Now it's time for everything on my outside to start being good too. Because that's the only way it's going to work. It's you and your environment. If your environment is bad, it's going to affect you. And if you're bad, you're going to affect your environment. It's back and forth.
Yeah, and a lot of men, a lot of women, they're so busy working just to provide for their loved ones that they don't have that time to be with their loved ones. You know, they're always looking around somewhere else, but they forgot that the just the movie that we saw yesterday, the Puss in Boots. Because sometimes what you're looking for is right in front of you.
And the answers have been right in front of you
Right
the
in
entire
front of you.
time.
This entire time. Love, compassion, understanding is been right in front of you. But if you cannot give it, don't be expecting to receive it.
And that is inside of you. It's been in front of you this entire time.
All these things that we're looking for out there, it's always being within you. You know? And there goes Camilla, the enemy is within you. Well, yeah, you're affecting my within. Just the fact that I hear you saying that. What do you mean inmates they're gonna help them be transsexual and shit? Bro, I'm not gonna be paying for my money for my taxes.
I'm a
so
criminal,
that inmates can have.
but I'm a criminal. I committed so many crimes. I killed people. I abused people. I feel like a woman. Put them in jail with the woman and they get pregnant. Like, that's fucked up. You don't do shit like that.
And then I have my son that is in the wrestling team, and he's telling me that it's $35, you know, for the insurance if you want to have insurance. I'm like, bro, those things should be
Yes,
free for the students, the whole package.
Don't you want those kids to become the
Don't
best
you
of their
want
ability?
your
So provide them the
future
best that they
kids
can.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
You know how I think about it too? I think about, all right, we got Olympians that are American. We need these guys to represent us to the very, very best. So give them the very, very best, you know? So that way they can start going into themselves and start becoming the best for us.
Yeah.
Back then, it was, we got to be the first ones to the moon. So we got to show these people that we have the best material, the best people, the best team to go up to the moon. And with Donald Trump and his team, I'm saying these guys are the best of the best. I'm seeing Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. Cardi B and Beyonce and Usher and
Come on, bro.
they're not the best of the best.
They're just looking. It's how can I explain to you that there is always a ghetto thing, and let's be ghetto is bad. Don't get me fucked up. Ghetto is bad, bro. They don't have the
Cardi
family
B
thing.
used to drug men at clubs and take them and rob them. They literally made a whole movie. J-Lo was the star of the movie called Hustlers, and Cardi B was in it.
Like,
and it's like, oh wow, what a crazy story. But people look up to that.
now all these women want to be hustlers. All these women wants to be single, ready to mingle. You know?
And men do it too. That's why. Just because they do it, why are you doing it too?
And remember,
doesn't make you any
Hollywood
better.
makes the movie, so they make it look nice. Like
trying to glorify it.
Come on, let's not glorify things on. We don't need.
I wonder
that
how
kind of
many
stuff.
people actually voted for Kamala Harris because of one of the celebrities. I wonder who said.
Well, you'll be surprised.
I
That's
know.
why that's why we at, because we are surprised. I'm surprised of a lot of people that I knew that they're stupid as it is. That's why. Thank you, my Lord, for getting me away from them, because, bro,
And for granting me the wisdom.
and for granting me the wisdom to be part of my family.
You know what? I have to thank God right now, because without God and me asking for his wisdom and him granting me that wisdom that I ask him for, I wouldn't be thinking or seeing this, how it's playing, how to see the truth in all this evil. Because there's evil on both sides. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trusting both sides all the way, but I trust God.
Evil will always exist, man. Like I'm telling you, myself, I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know what evil is, to be honest. But evil is when you're looking for somebody to hurt somebody, to make them pay for something. I don't know, man. Destroying somebody, that's evil. You know?
It's sin. Sin is evil.
Yeah.
Everything that wrath, you being greedy, you being lustful, means that you're looking for something, you're going to do whatever it takes to grab it, even if it means hurting people.
Yeah. And they didn't say Cardi B killed anyone in the movie, of course, but how do we know that some of them just got
almost did.
Made it? Yeah. Look, she shouldn't even be an artist. She should be put in jail for that story that she said. She confessed of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. America, Kamala Harris and their group of people that
that they think that they know what's best,
that's doing the human trafficking.
they're getting the money off of it.
Let's make
This
her
election is
shine.
very important.
LeBron James, all of these guys
On the Diddy list.
in the Diddy list should be put down. There is no such thing. Imagine, they have no feelings, bro. I myself can tell you, and you yourself can tell yourself, once you go bad, bro, you start losing that
Wicked.
sensibility.
Be
You start
be
losing that
careful
sensibility. You
of
don't
those who
care.
are
You don't
wicked
love
around
nobody.
you. Be careful of those who will shed blood and won't even bat an eye.
Once you start cheating, once you start going evil,
Manipulating.
you love nobody. Your heart is, and the examples, J-Lo, she doesn't love nobody. You think she actually ever loved Ben Affleck?
Or A-Rod,
any
the
of
guy,
them?
her husband that she had kids with. Like,
Yeah, guys.
no, she left. She'll leave and she'll leave again in order to help herself.
Do you really think Kim Kardashian loves his kids, bro?
It's everybody looking out for themselves.
You know, it's really embarrassing. Just think, and I love the fact that Kanye West kids are like, nah, we love God and mom.
Kanye West's son, Saint West, he got his YouTube channel deleted because
By her mom.
by his mom. Kim Kardashian deleted her son's YouTube channel because she posted a meme that said, "Oh, I stepped in shit," and it's a picture of Kamala Harris on the bottom of the shoe. Like, that's a savage move. That's your son, Kanye.
My daughter is 7 years old. No, she's actually 8 yesterday.
Yep.
She comes and tells me, my tia goes for Kamala Harris. And even her at 8 years old now, no, at 7, because she was 7 when she's like, tia, well, good luck, because I don't want to end up like you. 50 and not married without a man.
That's you.
That's you, tia.
I'm good.
And she's 7. Now she's 8 now, all grown up. But bro, how can a kid telling you, there's so much of kids telling us
That you're not being logical.
that you're not being logical.
You're not being reasonable
You're
here.
not being making common sense in life. You don't care about life. You just care about partying, another guy.
You care about yourself, your ego,
your ego. You're destroying families. You're destroying families.
just so
because
you can have fun
just so you can have fun.
and you can feel good.
And you go off and tell every married woman that the single life is a lot better. And come on, join me, because this is it. This is where the party is. Kamala Harris.
And how everyone is
J-Lo.
lost.
And everybody's lost. And at the end of the day, we came to this country now.
And I'm not saying, and we're not saying that women need a man to be happy, no, or that it's bad for you to be single. It's, you're single, but you're wasting your time over there when you should be single with yourself.
Single.
Yeah.
And then and what I'm trying to say is, like, we're going through this thing where our emotions are we playing with, our feelings,
Your
our thoughts,
spirits.
Like, bro, whenever they tell that you're gonna be able to love somebody else so hard, and it's really hard. I think now that I'm older, like, people tell me, how come you don't? It's really hard to love, understand.
Because you
somebody.
understand what love is. You know how hard it is to love somebody.
Yeah.
The commitment that you have behind loving
Commitment
somebody.
to have to love somebody and say, this is forever and ever and ever, bro. And I got you back. You got my
You're
back.
saying that I'm going to try my very best every single day for you. That I'm making this commitment of giving my entire life and making it as great as possible for you.
And listen, and if it was hard for me back in the days when none of this was going on, imagine now. Now it's really hard to keep up a relationship, because with all this negativity goes around that you
And the morals that are so different
and the
too.
morals also different. Like, bro, now they get pregnant. Once the kid is born, they're divorced.
No one wants to take a responsibility. Not just the women, the men too.
the men
It shouldn't
too.
be fair to you beautiful women that some idiot comes and gets you pregnant and dips. Like, no, you should have some consequences too, but you should too.
No, and men, bro, right now, I don't know, man, but I don't see no men around.
See, that's another thing that I want to get clear off of this podcast is the whole sexist stuff. Like, no, you shouldn't even be separating them two. It's that you want these people to work together as people.
As people, as humans, as like, bro, I love you, you love me, men and women, and let's do this. Let's
play.
Let's pretend to be our own family thing, and that's what Donald Trump, I think, is coming over, bringing this word of God and saying, look, this is family. This is what is supposed to be doing right and wrong.
Sorry, I can't have this full-grown man inside your restroom. That's not right. I want to protect you and your daughter and her daughter in the future.
Imagine how many men later on just dress as the woman, and the woman asking for a man. There's no such man.
Like,
no more.
yes, this person got their feelings hurt, but you got hurt. Like, actually hurt. You just got violated by this. It's not cool. You got to break some people's feelings sometimes.
And there's such as examples like Kamala Harris. What are you doing putting an inmate into women's prison? We know what's gonna happen, bro. It's common sense.
I said it earlier today. The most beautiful man, the most beautiful woman on earth, Miss Universe, is a man.
He's a man.
The most courageous woman, and there's some beautiful, most like actually courageous women,
It's
some
gotta be a
strong
woman.
women in this world. Oh, so many women that you could choose from, but no. The most courageous person, the most courageous woman in the world was a man who decided to become a woman.
Bro, one of the
That's not
one of the
fair.
guys in charge of our military something or navy, it's a he. How the fuck is that gonna help us?
It's not discriminating. It's
No,
being
not.
logical. It's
He's
come on.
being logical, guys. He still ends up in Christ more than a usual woman. Just
And you have to clap for him. Like, it's okay.
and we're talking about all this for the election because all this comes apart to decide whether you want the good stuff or the bad stuff going on taking place until we're still taking place right now because Kamala Harris is still president and she hasn't fixed nothing, bro. Nothing. We still.
And when you ask her, how is she gonna fix something? What does she say?
She gives this story about when she was bro.
When she was growing up in a middle income family
we
by her
all
mom,
growing
that
up right now. We all growing up in the bro. We
like, lady, we all grew up the same fucking way.
bro. That's literally.
I grew up in
95%
a
of the
low to
people.
middle income family. Yeah, okay, so did half of the fucking population. This whole country was made out of the middle to lower class. The top 1%. 1% is rich. And now it's like you're either poor or that middle class that you said you were raised part of
Schools.
is no longer here.
Schools. I was graduated. My son was graduated. We're all being graduated. 95% of the population is being graduated under this education that at the end of the day, once you graduated, you don't know shit.
And who did you graduate next to? The people who didn't really care. They've graduated with D for diploma, but they graduated right next to you.
My teacher is still teaching. You know, she just grew older 20 years later. She was trying to tell me how to conquer the world in high school. My teachers were telling me how I gotta become this, entrepreneur. But they never taught me. They never showed me. Because they can't teach you something they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They just know A, B, C, D.
If you want to focus on the economy, like we have a businessman and we have a lady who's never ran a business. Who are you going to trust more with that economy? We have a businessman who's fed thousands and thousands of families, or a lady who has never hired anybody for her business ever in her life.
Because let me tell you guys something. I had a coach and he showed me how to wrestle. But he didn't just show me. He was a wrestler. He went through it. He became a champion. He was a wrestler, a champion, a son, a married husband, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. He comes over and teaches, and he make me a champion.
And it gives you that sort of respect towards them, like, well, you
but
did
teachers, they just clack in, clack out, and they go home, man.
I'm gonna take it back to Jesus. God was God at first, but then he came down as man to teach you how to live your life, how to live a perfect life, so that way he's not some hypocrite saying, no, live like this. No, he said, I'm gonna come down as a man. I'm gonna live my life the perfect way and show you guys how to live this life too, so you can get closer to me, and I'll sacrifice myself for all of your guys' wrongdoings. That's what it means to be a leader.
And also about the Bible, bro, I'm 43 years old. The Bible, I used to fall asleep trying to read it, trying to understand it. You know, maybe I had to grow older and had to go through all this pain, through all this suffering, through all this feel non-love, through all the... Maybe I had to go through all this, so I can understand the Word of God and coming into me now the way I see it. You know, my son is 23. We've been reading the Word of God, and bro, the only thing, if it's God, if it's a book, if it's just a book, if it's just a Bible, if somebody invented it or not, bro, just fucking follow it.
It's information.
And it's really interesting.
You're gonna go over there and read fucking The Great Gatsby and believe everything that happened in it.
and the other one that act like a man.
Oh, think like a man?
Think like a man and like, I don't know.
The love languages.
The 5 love languages, bro. In the Bible, there's everything.
If you want to learn how to love, look at the Bible. Look at Jesus. He literally showed he is
gave
love.
up
He
your
shows
life.
you how to
He gave
love.
his life for you.
The 5 love languages.
the
If
biggest-
he doesn't give you a gift, he doesn't
the
fucking
biggest
love you.
sacrifice there is, you know, giving
Yeah.
the life for somebody. That's why
I love you like this, but not like this. Then you don't love me.
yeah, you know,
That's how it works. Love
That's
is
how it works.
unconditional, and love is something super hard. Love is patient. Love is forgiving.
oh my God.
It's really hard to love somebody.
You know, and then here we have like for real, like I have heard all these divorces, and man, they just keep blaming on each other, and I get it. We were raised in an area where they don't teach you, they don't know how to teach you, they don't know how to raise a family. People, they're just lost, you know, and the ones they do, it's really hard to follow it because of what they're being taught. The Barbie movie,
Yeah.
you know, all these movies that I remember.
Propaganda.
I remember all the girls in the family. They went to watch a movie about single ladies. All the single ladies like promoting themselves. Bro, girl, you're married.
Where are you going?
Where are you going? You know, my fault. I let him go. I guess
I'm a bad person
I'm that
for
person.
not-
But if I don't let him go, oh my God, you eres un machista, David.
Yeah. It's respect.
It's respect, guys. Nothing else but respect. Don't be following things. Even men, because men also all
Like,
these
bro, I'm sorry.
all these gangsters.
You can't go out and drink with your boys. Sorry, you
cannot.
can't.
Once you're married, you cannot be out go drink with your.
Once you have a responsibility
Once you have a
that's more than yourself, you can't. You have to let go of yourself to give yourself to everybody else. So,
And that's what it is.
yeah, that's
That's what
that's
it
your
is.
responsibility as a person.
And here we come, people calling you names, calling you should be doing this. Like, bro, they don't have a good family, so don't follow it. Follow
Yeah.
people who have
Before
good
you go
family.
and try to take the splinter out of somebody's eye, take the one out of your eye 1st.
Mm-hmm.
You can't judge people.
You know, and this politic thing, it's giving us a little bit of hope, a lot of hope actually. I'm feeling the best hope there is with Donald Trump and its team, and his team, because if there is some Avengers, these are the ones.
People will say that they're not gonna vote for Trump because some stupid shit that that he had said maybe like 5 years ago. But just in this past week, how much stupid shit have you said? Like, you can't judge others.
Like Kamala Harris is every time she speaks.
Yeah, and I'm not judging her. I'm just saying I don't agree with everything that is being said on the TV. It's, you have the freedom to make your own opinions, but you have to have some wisdom, some factual knowledge behind it to actually make a decision rather than just saying, I don't like him.
And I get it. Most of us, maybe because my son and I were here in the home listening to things, my algorithm, whatever, and I noticed that some people, they don't even understand what's going on. Why? Because we're so busy working. I remember.
Yeah, it's not your
I had no
fault.
time to think. You know, I was just waking up at 5 a.m., brushing my teeth, trying to get a coffee and pan, and going to work, busting ass out, clocking it out 7, driving on the freeway. You don't know if either to put music, keep the music loud, not, bro. You just come home fucking tired.
Not wanting to do anything.
And the wife right there, she's mad because you didn't help her at anything. All of a sudden, she hears,
Like, if I was the leader of this country, I would want my people to make their own businesses and make them succeed. Because, like, how much powerful businesses are we having
no
here?
more McDonald's.
Bro, how many fucking McDonald's do we need in this country? All of the food is bad. It's making people sick. It's making people fat. It's making people be anxious, depressed, making people be away from their families. It's not good.
And I don't know about you guys, but every time my son and I, we want to eat now, we don't even know what to eat that is good.
Yeah.
We buy meat,
Chewy.
chew it the fuck up. You know?
Yeah.
We buy
Rubbery.
anything that we buy, boy. Las tortillas, they get hard.
Yeah.
They're not soft no more. You cook them in there.
Yeah, but this, and that's part of those things that I'm hoping that Donald Trump's team, not Donald Trump
Team.
himself, his
Team.
team get behind. Because I want
Why?
people to be good. I want people to be healthy again.
And I love our RFK because Donald Trump said, look, and I told my son too, look, mijo, if Donald Trump is for real, instead of fighting with RFK, they need to unite. I told him that.
Yeah,
which
and
I was
boom.
never going to think that they were going to unite because remember, it's a political thing.
And now it's like Avengers Assemble.
And now I was like, oh my God, he did it.
Yeah.
And I can see things, bro. You're not going to believe me. I'm going to tell you something.
Like,
This is-
okay, let's just say, I don't like Donald Trump. I don't want to vote for him. Meh, 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 meh. He's annoying. Meh, 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 meh. All right, I like RFK, and he's on that team. Okay. I like Charlie Kirk, and he's on that team. Okay. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's a very successful businessman. He made a lot of logical sense when he was running for president. He's on that team too. I like it too. Joe Rogan, I'm a follower of him. Not follower, but I'm a fan of him. I follow him on the UFC. I follow his podcast. I hear what he says. I've heard the conversations he's had with the president, with Donald Trump. And if he says that he's making logical sense, and I'm seeing the logical sense between the conversation that they're having, then I'm going to like it too. Joe Rogan's another person. Elon Musk is another person. Jordan Peterson's another person. So many well-educated people that are on this team that are so powerful. Like, Jordan Peterson's a Canadian. But even he said, hey, I'm not American, but if I were to vote for somebody, just from looking at the psychology and the way these people work, I would vote for Trump. Because this lady, she's dangerous. She doesn't know herself.
This is the elite team. I'm telling you, a freaking Mexican that you might think that doesn't know shit, but makes a lot of common sense, a lot of things in my life. And I'm telling you guys.
Think of Hokages.
This is it. This is it. I'm not a follower. I don't like to kiss ass. I don't like it unless what I hear and what I see.
And again, who are the people putting on this team? Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And he's the biggest person on this team, and that's my vote. If I were to vote for somebody this year, 2024, Jesus Christ.
They got me going on that one. Jesus Christ. That's the only thing. He has saved me. I'm not perfect. I still like girls.
Yeah.
But I'm not cheating on them. I'm telling you this much. Okay, next. But Donald Trump, bro, has a beautiful team. Gorgeous team.
Very beautiful. Very gorgeous. Beautiful, man.
Perfect. Very assembled. You know?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you cannot go wrong. I'm telling you guys, if you follow this, and once again, I don't have anything against men, nor women, nor gay, nor transsexual, but if you want my kids to follow all these negativity, bro, I don't want that.
I don't want negativity for my kid.
I don't want negativity for my kids. Come on, if you're gay, chill in your zone, you know? And if you're a single lady, chill. Everybody, just...
It's a shame sometimes.
Respect each other.
For me, like, it's a shame sometimes because I'm for sure have lost so much of my friends. I don't talk to anybody anymore besides like people that I work with on account like every once in a while. But I've lost friends because they think that I'm like some homophobic, sexist person. Where it's like, no, it's just I love everybody and I know the truth of what it is to love somebody, and I'm not gonna lie to you.
I remember in a company I had a friend of mine. He was gay, but he never gave me no bad vibe. Respect each other. You know, like I don't care. But when there's somebody that is always trying to grab your ass,
like when going back to the things that I said that made me like not care about it as much. Like, bro, I was at Best Buy. It was July, and I was like, all this stuff on Twitter, I can't have it because you're applauding it, and I can't fall into the system of saying this is okay. I can't have a full-grown man in a thong shaking his private parts in front of little kids and saying, "Yeah, sex."
And that's how they make me feel terrible. Like, no, he's a homophobic. Bro, I'm not homophobic, but you gotta stop that bullshit. It's not here for you to make this a transvestite in the school. Like, bro, not even in a nightclub. Come on,
having
guys.
tampons in the boys' restroom. Why?
And this is
in 7th and 8th grade. My little brother was telling us about that.
Yeah, and this is the part, like, men are not raising men because we don't have the time sometimes. We gotta freaking go to work just to provide for our family. And there's no time for me to teach my son, let's go to work. Because nowadays, if you take him to work, years, 11 years. Like, bro.
If you take him to work and your kids miss school, you can get thrown in jail. That's literally, we were just talking about that. Kamala Harris, she threw a lot of families in jail, a lot of parents in jail because they couldn't take their kids to school. And shit happens in life. Life is not perfect, especially when you're already going through a struggle.
And then based on the education through this school, bro, what are they teaching our kids?
What are you teaching them that's going to make them better than the past generation?
My 8-year-old, she's like that.
Because what's the point of schools, right? It's to make kids better, right? Okay, how are you making them better? By giving them an education. What are you teaching them? And has this
like
education worked?
At this point.
It's a daycare. So that way these teachers can get paid. So that way we can go and work and get paid.
A demanding daycare.
And now if you don't take to school, you could get thrown in jail. I think you as the parent have the right to decide the education for your children.
And I don't want this kind of education for my kids, to be honest. My son tells me he comes home drained.
Like, I talk to the teachers at my little sister's school, and almost all the teachers that I talk to are a drain. Because it's like, lady, I don't want you around my little sister at all. I don't know who the fuck you are, and I don't like the way you're talking. I don't like the way you think. I don't like how you act. You think you own the place. You're a teacher. Without my child here in your class, you wouldn't get paid.
Yeah, and then all these teachers coming out with their flags.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
That's a respect towards the parent. Like, you can't do that.
Religion is not allowed, but all these other things is allowed.
Habib Nurmagomedov, he said it the best. He's like, there are teachers that you cannot stand 8 minutes talking to. And you have to send your children over there and spend the whole day.
Who's raising your child?
Who's raising children? You or the teacher?
Your teacher.
Who's the real teacher?
Who's the real?
Or like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of, and I'm not putting any blame on parents. Maybe I am a little bit, but it's you. You teach your kid. You're your kid's biggest teacher. Oh, my kid doesn't like eating these foods. Oh, my kid suffers from meeting new people. My kid suffers from speech, and you need to go have somebody else teach him how to speak, how to eat.
And right now, what do you mean? Our kids need psychology, bro.
And I'm not putting you down as a parent. I'm saying, hey, you need to start saying that you can raise your kid, that you have the potential,
to raise your kid.
that you
what
need.
Do you mean? No. See, this is the thing, mijo. Like, no, you need to raise your kid. Nobody's
to the
gonna
best
raise
that you can.
Because if you don't raise it,
Somebody else will.
somebody's gonna kick his ass.
Yep. And they can get them very, very hurt.
Yep.
Like, you should care the most for your kid. You should want your kid to be the best person that they could possibly, better than you. Because you're already trying to be your best. Hopefully. You're already trying to be your best person. Now you want them to be an even better person of you.
And I know that my generation is just struggling. It's just struggling with bad habits. It's struggling with the ex. It's struggling with the kids. It's struggling with the work. It's struggling with drugs. It's struggling with alcohol. It's struggling with traumas. Everybody's struggling. But listen, don't let that these things anymore make us struggle, because that's where we're going at. It's just struggling mentally and physically.
It's not real.
It's not real.
They're
man.
just, I keep going, and I'm so glad that I learned this earlier, was the shadows on the wall in that cave. Stop believing those shadows on the wall. Even if it hurts, once you see that light, to see the truth, it's going to hurt you. You're going to be like, I don't like it. Pulling away from it.
And that's how they be making these countries, making love, respect, and all these beautiful words that they're coming. Because once again, when God is here, those words are going to have a definition, which have been lost. Words have lost definition.
And now you're just believing the shadow of that word. And those words are love.
Respect is no longer respect. What's respect?
Like I heard,
Loyalty.
I had this conversation with my sister one time, because it says in the song, I'd rather have loyalty than love, because love will always fail you. Something like that. It was 21 Savage. I'm like, but I'd rather have love than loyalty, because by you loving me, you shouldn't betray me. Loyalty means I'll hurt you. Yeah, loyalty means I'll hurt you over and over and over again, but I'll stay by your side. No, if you love somebody, you're staying by their side, and you're not doing.
You love them.
Yeah, you're not doing anything to hurt them. You want them to feel better. You don't want to harm the person you love.
And let's not go too much based on love, but if you want to watch love, it's the Wild Robot.
Oh my gosh, the Wild Robot's beautiful. You gotta break your programming.
You gotta break your programming, guys. You gotta break your programming. That's why I say, and I always say, I do know how to love. And if I haven't found my other half, it's because, bro, you gotta wait. You cannot rush love. You cannot, this one, or this one, or this one, because you don't know what love is.
Yeah, you gotta break your programming, because everyone around you is gonna set this whole mindset on you that this is what you have to believe, because this is the truth. But no, you've never gone out to discover the truth yourself. You've never gone and asked for something higher than yourself to give you the wisdom for the truth.
Yeah. So I'm going all the way to Donald Trump just for the fact that he's bringing the word of God to the United States and its team, not just him. I like RFK because of he's gonna take in charge of the nutrition, which is, oh my God, you have no idea what nutrition is if you don't. We have lost what nutrition is.
Health is wealth.
What do you mean you're sick at 50?
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't walk at 50, man?
I see children obese
at 7.
Like, and I'm not. Your kid is fucking fat. Like, he's huge. What are you doing to your kid? You can't.
And I see a lot of moms that their kids are fat and they keep buying them chips, more candy, more canned food, more microwave food. Like, bro,
I went to Stater Brothers the other day, and I saw this man. He's maybe like 60 years old, and he had a cart full. And in his cart, he had like a whole box of cupcakes. He had an ice cream tub. He had cookies. He had these microwavable lasagnas and pastas and stuff. And I was like,
And don't get me wrong, all the EBT girls, that's how they buy. All bullshit.
Oh bullshit. But I saw him buying all that stuff. I'm like, you're older. You're 60.
Why?
Why are you buying that? Like nothing in you is
No
telling you,
common
hey,
sense.
this is fucking my health up. And I'm like, okay, he's buying that. Let me look around and see what other people have. Behind me, it's another obese guy, right? And he has 2 Monsters energy drinks. I'm like, bro, you should not be drinking those energy drinks. The reason you don't have energy is because you're unhealthy, and you're gonna drink that to compensate for it. Is you're taking a drug to compensate for your unhealthy ways. So I look over to across the aisle.
And then look at the psychology of the people. That some women think that, oh, I need my Starbucks, bro. After you're drinking that stuff,
You need 200
you're
grams
like
of sugar.
this. You feel worse because now you have 1,000 calories on your body. You're getting fatter.
And you paid $8 for it?
And you pay $8 for it, and you think by buying yourself a Starbucks, you're like top,
Empowering.
You're just getting fatter. And-
For me, like nothing. Go drink your fucking Starbucks. I don't care. But don't tell me that brings you power. For me, empowering is somebody who has control, who says, yeah, I can go pay $8 at Starbucks, but I can also get those ingredients and make them here at home. Healthier. I know what's going into it. I take some time out of myself to make it, and I enjoy it because I made it myself. You have that like joy because it's like, wow, I just did something really hard. That I admire.
Yesterday, just a quick example. Yesterday, I told my daughter, "Mommy, I am sorry. It's your birthday, and I didn't bring you a cake and nothing like that." And she said, "I don't need none of that. I'm happy with you. And if we're gonna make cake, we're gonna do it together next time I come, bro. From scratch, we can make a cake, and that's what I'm changing myself too. I gotta change my programming."
And it's not changing. It's just simplifying. It's going back and asking super simple questions to yourself and saying, what do I really think? What do I really feel? Birthdays. Do I really need to go out and buy a whole bunch of presents? Do I really need to go out and buy a cake from some store just so they can eat it and they can feel something special? Just so they can feel special, I need to go and buy them a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. No, that's not how it is
I
at
had
all.
a situation that one time I remember buying remember you buy carne asada, right?
Yeah.
You buy carne asada for the people, and there's ranchera, and then there's diezmillo, which is a big difference on prices. So I remember
$4 in price.
My mom says if you don't make ranchera, you don't even need to invite her for the party. I was like, bro,
Then she doesn't need to come.
She doesn't need to come. I don't give a fuck.
I can eat.
And when she was eating, bro, it was like, this meat is so delicious. Shut the fuck. Bro, they just want to make you look poor and make you spend all this money for your party, because if you spend more money for that kid's party, it means you love him more.
And if you don't give them a party, you're a very bad person, and you do not
You're
care.
a bad dad. You don't care.
No, you need to learn how to. What is love?
What's love got to do with it?
What is love? What is your definition of love?
Yeah.
What is your definition of marriage?
For me, love, bro, I have understand that there's nothing better for me to love than my own family, my own kids, my own persona, my own. You know, after that, whoever wants to be part of my family, they're welcome. Other than that, I don't need nobody's family. This is my family. This is my love. And if we can all agree on giving the best to your loved ones, I think we should all be ready to change. The programming, wild robot.
I think people go around the answer a lot nowadays. I'm going to tell you so many other things that don't exactly answer your question or your struggle, don't fix your problem, but at least you'll be more okay with it. You know? So it's like, oh, I'm going to hurt your feelings, but I'm not going to tell you the truth. You know? I'd rather spare your feelings and tell you a lie and have you keep going down that lie.
So I don't really know if this podcast was more about the president or not, but it was more like about how we see the perspective of life and
because that's what it is.
President.
That's what this election is. It's not just one president. It's how do we see life? How do people have the viewpoint? How do their consciousness work?
Because I don't see my life again. If Kamala, let's just say for example, if Kamala wins, I don't see my life here. There's no life here. I've been dead for 7 years, literally.
I haven't heard anything that Kamala says that I'm like,
there's no money.
I want that
for me to go to work for, like child support for what? Like all this is just scams. Guys.
A couple months ago, they sent $100 billion to Israel, And I'm not saying that I'm pro-Israel or I'm pro-Palestine. I'm saying, what are you doing sending $100 billion to another country to fund a war?
When our educational system is failing,
When I can't go and buy a carton of eggs because they're $5.
family court is failing. The jail system is
Public
failing.
education systems are failing.
Everything is failing, and then we're just giving the money away. Come on, guys. Let's be conscious. Be smart. Common sense.
Yeah, I feel
Wake
like,
up and smell the coffee.
and that's what Donald Trump kind of gives. It like, I remember at one point I didn't care.
And just being him, a Gemini, me being Gemini, I know he's just.
Yeah, you don't have to
cannot
believe
be-
in zodiacs, but there are characteristics that you see in him. You're like, yep, I like that. And me, like I studied them a little bit more. I'm at least aware of how they work. I see the if someone is connected more towards their spirit, and I know Donald Trump has to be connected to his spirit,
has
bro.
to.
Throughout all these experiences, all these people that he's met,
And you
he
can see
have
his
to.
aura.
Huh?
I can see his aura.
Yeah, you can see his aura.
Yeah.
What color do you think his aura is?
Yellowish. He's yellowish.
You think it's his hair?
I think it's the hair. You know, like woo. No, he's fun. I see him. I have seen his commentaries before previously. It makes a lot of sense. He says, "No, I don't want to be part of running the country because I know what's going on, and I'm gonna have a lot of enemies. It's not for me to do right now." But look, time says you're gonna be president, and he became. And he even said, when the first time I was president, bro, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And when I became president, all of a sudden, all these fucking people came over and told me, "You gotta do this. You gotta hire him. You gotta hire all these bad, terrible people."
And also think
But now
about that.
we have a team.
Think about that. He didn't have to become president.
No,
He could have been chilling.
he
But
can
he
be
said,
chilling.
I need to have this place better. He did something outside of himself to try to make it better for everybody else. And you may try to make your viewpoints on everything else to try to contradict that. But no, for a man to be at that age who has gone through so much, who doesn't need to do it, to step into the office and say, I'm going to take the courage, I'm going to have the patience, I'm going to have the strength to get through this entire election and be president, a good president for 4 years.
And once again, it's very simple. If you think that the way we're living right now, it's okay, keep voting for Kamala.
Yeah.
But if you think that right now we're struggling on everything, even emotional,
If you can't afford your rent, if you can't afford your groceries, if you can't,
bro, you cannot get sick in this country.
you can't afford to get sick.
You cannot afford to get sick in this country. You cannot afford your kids to be sick in this country. You cannot afford your kids to have a dental problem. You cannot have your kids to have any type of problems because it's really expensive.
You can't afford it. You have to, and that's why you have to simplify things down. All right, if I don't want to get sick, what do I need to eat?
I had a family member, and she was saying, my tummy hurts." You know, look at this example. Not because of her, but look. And I told her it's just air. You need to go take a shit. And she's like, "No, it's something else. Pressure is something else because she went with the worst. Again, your mental reaction, whatever." She goes over, boom, they give him something. It was air. She had to take a dump. You know, that's what she had, contractions. I'm not a doctor, but then again, the bill comes from the doctors, $2,500 for what?
For nothing.
For nothing. And there she is, all scared. Oh my God, look, don't pay. No, but if I don't pay,
I heard this lady had to pay like, I think $1,000 for a doctor to get a splinter out of her daughter's eye.
bro,
Like, how stupid is that? I thought you were hired help.
like, doctors should be hired to help
Healers. No?
healers.
And if we're going to be the best of the best, then we should have the
And
best
now
of the
there's no
best.
such thing as healers, bro. It's just here, drugs, under the counter, drugs.
They don't even
drugs,
ask you what's
drugs.
wrong with you. Like, okay, well, how are you?
Quit.
Look at, how are you sleeping? What are you eating? Are you feeling stressed? Why do you think you're feeling stressed? How does your environment look like? What does your routine look like? When you wake up, how do you start your day off? Little things like that.
Mac and cheese is bad.
Mac and cheese is bad for you.
Oreos are bad.
Oreos are
Soda
bad.
is bad.
Doritos are
Apple
bad for
juice
you.
is bad. Doritos is bad.
Stop eating that shit.
So why are our kids are going to the doctor again? Why?
Here, eat some cucumbers, eat some tomatoes, eat some onions, eat some garlic. I don't like veggies. Jódete pues. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
It's very simple, guys, and I think we're killing our own family. We're killing our own society. We're killing our humanity.
You're killing
If
your
we keep-
spirit.
Yeah, if we continue with this downhill.
with this
If you don't
downhill.
don't believe me, but Kim be dead. Kim be dead.
Yeah, and that's something that I think Donald Trump started to relive within us. Is like, finally something that makes sense, a little bit more sense.
Just the fact, $50% on the bills, bro. 50% off on the bills, bro. The electrical bill in this house is killing me. You know?
And I have to pay it because you guys sent $100 billion multiple times to different parts of the world to fund wars. Dude, that's not fair. You pay for that
What
shit.
money?
Yeah.
What money? You guys have all the money. They tell me I gotta pay child support with what money?
The 25% tax on tariffs or the tariffs from everybody, that's a big one.
That's a big one.
It's like, I want
wouldn't
money
even
back
have
into
to
my
pay child
country.
support. Just give the money to the people that actually needs it. If it is for the kid, you know. But don't make. And I get it. I get it. A lot of parents are.
We're
not
doing it
responsible.
because we care about the kid. So we're gonna take away your dad.
And just put it out there. I don't know, but they're already taken away $1,000 out of me. Hopefully you receive it and you received it.
Received it.
And if not, you gotta go tell the government where the fuck is my $1,000 that you took away from my.
I know where it is. Israel.
Israel. There it is. Israel.
But yeah, that's the politics, I
Or
guess.
with Kamala Harris.
Oh yeah, at a Diddy
Because
party.
they're making money, bro. They're
know what it got
making
spent on?
money, and they're gonna retire with money. That's why you see
Baby
Obama
oil.
over here with his gay friend, all fucking touchy, you know, chilling
And-
living the life
And it's nasty.
in a basketball game.
They're not doing it to celebrate love.
Oh,
They're
man.
not doing it to celebrate each
fucking
other.
queers.
They're fucking each other.
You
And
know?
not in the physical sense. I'm saying spiritually, emotionally,
Every time,
personally, they're fucking each other up.
big time. Oiled
Don't
the
defend
fuck
these
up.
people.
Oiled up,
Baby oil.
baby oil,
Baby
powder. It's baby powder.
But yeah, this is what this politics is.
This is
It's
what the politics is, bros. And I think I'm done speaking. I think I am. But
it's just very crazy, and I'm kind of glad for it. I'm sorry that there has to be so much division because there really doesn't need to be, but it puts everyone in a certain spot where at least we're thinking more logically. Both the people who are on either side, the person who's on Trump is saying that, okay, at least I'm being confirmed with what I've been telling or being told from God, you know, from what I'm studying, the logic is making sense. And then the people who aren't, who are slowly trying to listen and be more open, they're like, oh shit. Like how I just called the phone call. I feel like a dumbass. It's okay. It's okay if you feel like a dumbass. But now it's up to you to stay a dumbass. You know? It's the same thing. You're going to come out of that cave. It's going to hurt. You're going to feel bad because you felt like a dumbass for falling for all those lies over and over again. But you could either stay in that cave or stay outside.
yeah, I mean, and like I'm telling you guys, whatever happens, I think it's just better. It makes common sense. Like I'd rather be in whatever situation with money than in the worst situation without money. And I think in this time we're in the worst situation and without money with Kamala Harris and Biden's presidency.
If you watch Naruto, would you want Sakura to be the Hokage? Like, no. You can love Sakura. She has some good traits to her. But everything else, she's emotional. She gets all freaking riled up. She's annoying. Like, She's manipulative. You want somebody who can lead. You want somebody who's wise. You want somebody who's strong, who will take a shot for the team. And he did twice.
Yeah.
Look at Kakashi. Look at Naruto.
Yeah.
Leaders. Look at what's his name? The guy with the little colita that lost his sensei. Shikamaru?
Yo casi no me sé los nombres. Ya ves que
You know them though. Shikamaru.
I know.
You know? But all those like you have to have those values. You have to have those
Man,
aspects.
I love anime too much.
And you know what it is? That makes them them? Love.
Love, friendship, loyalty, respect, all of those things, bro. That many times they judge a book by its cover, but I have learned so much about anime that even that, like I'm telling you, even that movie, the Wild Robot, I learned so much from it. And if people are not seeing what
What's right in
they don't
front of
wanna
you?
see what is right in front of you, which is love. And if you can't see that love is your kid, your little boy, your daughter, your wife right next to you, then you don't know how to love. That's as simple as that. You know, if you can't find love with what you have right here, then you will be for eternity not loved.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I hope you guys go out and vote before the end of the election today. is very important. I think even if you care about politics or not, do some research. Go look at what's going on because the fate of our country is
Vote
at
for
stake.
Donald Trump.
I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump right now because of his team, because of his members, and first of all, because he said, I'm coming with the word of God. Other than that, I wouldn't vote for no one.
Vote Jesus 2024. That Jesus consciousness.
Amen.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys happen to enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. This has been us talking about the election. I don't know how it's going to go
Live
down.
world.
We're going to be watching it later. I hope I'm going to have this up as fast as I can, even if it's not the cleanest edit. Boom, boom, boom. I'm having it up so you guys can listen. It's very important and not important for everyone else, but for you. Start learning about what you really care about, not what they tell you to care about. What do you think? Do you really think this? Add the math. Be logical. Ask God for wisdom. And at the end of this podcast, I just want to pray, God, guide Donald Trump. I'm not asking him to be the saving grace. I'm asking you to be the saving grace. I'm asking you to use him because people are putting so much faith into you, Jesus, to give to him power, to give him guidance, to give him knowledge, to give him wisdom, patience. The dude, when you're the president of the United States, you need to have the most patience. You're dealing with some very dangerous people at all fucking times.
I don't know how he does it. He's gotta be fucking, bro.
You have to be educated.
Whoever thinks his position is easy, bro. I don't know, but you gotta be always watching your back with all these fake people, with all these
Hatred.
Like, bro, Kamala Harris has nothing else to talk about him but everything. Like Donald Trump, like, bro, what are you gonna do?
What do you have better?
What are you gonna do?
What's your idea?
What's your idea? What's your goal? What's your what?
Like, I'm not there yet, but I do put myself in the position of, all right, if I were to be sitting at the table with these guys right here, how would I understand them? How would I listen to them? What would I think about what they're saying? And I'm not all the way there, but I'm hanging with these guys. I'm understanding them.
And then the lies, bro. How can you hire somebody that lies all the time and every single thing is like the most narcissistic thing there is? Like, I'm not that stupid.
And this is you don't have to believe religion, but Jesus Christ, you need to respect him the most. And when I heard her say that the people who believed in Jesus were at the wrong rally and they needed to be in the smaller rally I saw that as a huge disrespect, not towards me, but to the Almighty God. Like, and then after that, you go and be a hypocrite and you lie. You go to a terrible church that is very corrupt. That's like, you go to the worst possible pastor, the worst possible church, and then you're like, I'm getting paid alright. Yep. Like, that's so bad.
She's so freaking fake.
But again,
bro. And then Biden, he has his son. He's a pedophile. His son, he's a drunk. Bro, look at his family. What do they got to offer? They cannot offer something they don't have. People cannot offer something they don't have. Period.
Go and ask $1 million from a homeless person, and let me know if he gives it to you. Imagínate, this fucker starts.
You thought, bitch. Damn, poor guys.
But yeah, man, that's it. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you guys all on the next podcast. Make your vote count. Be researched, and even if you don't make the right vote, keep learning. Don't ever stop learning. Keep getting educated about everything. Not just about politics, not just about Donald Trump, not just about Kamala Harris, about everything, about what you want to see in the world. Because that's what it is. Be the difference that you want to see in the world. And it starts with us. We are the people. This is what America's made out of. The people of America. Be that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys all in the next episode of the Kickback podcast. If you're on Spotify or audio listening platforms, come over to YouTube. Have a great day. And God bless America.
Amen.
Hop out, I'm the flyest motherfucker at the kickback, not a competition.